What is a dog collar actually for? First and foremost, a collar is for safety. It gives you the ability to restrain your Labrador. For instance, when walking beside or crossing a busy street, to keep your lab safely by your side, a collar is essential to attach a line or leash. This law applies to many other countries too, and in some places, you should also attach your license and rabies tags. For use as a punishment during training, mostly for pulling on the leash. There are electric shock collars, ultrasonic collars that emit a loud sound, others that vibrate, and others still that spray a nasty scent. All types are activated anytime a dog wearing such a collar barks, interrupting them and helping to stop the behavior. To make your Labrador look as cool or as cute as possible. There are many different colors, looks, and patterns to choose from, so you can have some fun. Before we move on with this video, you need to grab the free Dog Training Secrets Guide, in which I have disclosed the deepest dog training secrets that professional dog trainers don't want you to know about. These training secrets would help you have a well-behaved, super intelligent, smart and obedient dog without spending hours in training him, her. Link to the free Secret Training Technique Guide is in the description below. How to choose a collar for everyday use. There are literally thousands of fantastic-looking, functional and good value collars you could choose for everyday use. Flat or round collar? The reasons people would choose to avoid a flat collar are they tend to somewhat damage the coat in long-haired breeds, but this isn't a problem with the short-haired Labrador. What size collar does your Labrador need? There's no straightforward answer to this, as Labrador neck sizes can vary wildly. English Labradors are larger than American Labradors, males are larger than females, genetics play a part, and some labs carry more weight than others. How wide a collar does your Labrador need? The width of a collar has a direct relationship to the amount of pressure the collar puts on your Labrador's neck. If your Labrador pulls or you check your Labrador with a leash pull, a 1-inch collar concentrates all the pressure on a much smaller area of the dog's neck than a 3-inch collar would that spreads the pressure out over a larger area. Prong or pinch collars. Prong collar image, showing the prongs pointing inwards. This type of collar is a chain of metal links with prongs pointing inwards, the idea being that it pinches a dog's neck all around when they pull. However, there are some old-school, traditional trainers who swear by them in extreme cases, for strong and stubborn hard pullers when all other training avenues have failed. So it can perhaps be argued they're sometimes an effective training tool. Choke or chain slip collars. This type of collar is a metal chain with a ring on each end, and the chain being passed through one of the rings to form a loop to place around the dog's neck. This allows the chain to be pulled through one of the rings on the end, so if the dog pulls, the chain tightens and constricts around the dog's neck. This collar can be very dangerous to use, with the potential to cause permanent damage to your Labrador if used incorrectly. There's nothing to stop the chain from being pulled ever tighter and crushing your Labrador's throat. How to use training collars. If anybody does ever decide to use a prong or choke collar, please have a professional trainer show you how first. The correct technique is a quick pop, or snap, on the leash as a correction, followed by instantly releasing the pressure. Luckily, there are now many methods to train a Labrador to walk nicely beside you without the use of such collars. Always remove a training collar when not in training. If you ever do use a prong or chain slip collar, always remove it when you aren't training your lab. It's incredibly dangerous to leave these collars on, as they can easily get caught and cause strangulation. Alternatives to a collar and leash. A collar and leash isn't the only option available, and sometimes it isn't the best option either. There are also slip leads, harnesses, and halters to consider that are more suitable for use in specific situations. Slip leads are a single piece of rope that effectively combine a collar and lead into one easy-to-use item that's quick to put on and take off your dog by slipping it over their heads as required. These are often used by working dog owners who want to avoid a traditional collar, as they can be a choking hazard on a dog that spends time running through undergrowth. Harnesses are recommended for dogs that have injury, disease or other problems with their throats or neck. A collar can put a great deal of pressure on a dog's neck when they pull, making any existing problems worse. A harness doesn't place any pressure on the neck of a dog in any way, making them ideal for dogs with such problems. Head halters. A Labrador wearing a head halter on a white background. A halter for a dog looks much like a halter for a horse and has the same use. There is a band that wraps around the back of the dog's head and another band looping round the dog's nose with a point to attach a leash just under the chin. It's also very important it's fitted correctly, and this isn't the easiest thing to do for a new user, so it's worth seeking professional advice on how to fit and use it. Perhaps a training session or two from a professional is a good idea until you've learned to fit and use it right yourself. High visibility collars for a Labrador. There's been a boom in recent years in the availability of high visibility collars for dogs, some reflective and others with LED lights. LED collar. As the nights get longer, it's darker in the mornings and night sets in quicker, so many of us are forced to walk our dogs when it's very dark outside. But paths, fields and parks are mostly unlit, and this is a dangerous situation for your Labrador to be in. When to replace your Labrador's collar. A collar is an important safety device. The last thing you want is it to break when on a walk, so you cannot restrain your lab. Every 2 to 3 weeks you should check your dog's collar for any signs of stretching, tears or other damage and replace it if it's stretched or defective in any way. It's important to note that puppies grow very quickly, and if a collar isn't loosened as your puppy's neck expands, the collar can grow into their neck, causing discomfort and pain. For when you take your lab out swimming or hiking, we recommend a quick release collar or rope slip lead, removing the possibility of a collar snagging and becoming a choke risk. Do you want to have a well-behaved, obedient and calm pet dog without spending hours in training him? Check out the first link in the description and download the Secret Training Technique Guide absolutely free. It is available for free only for a limited period of time. Thanks for watching the video. Comment below if you liked the video. Please subscribe to the Little Paws Training channel if you are serious about training and grooming your dog. Also, join our Facebook group where you get all the solutions to your daily doggy problems.